What's up, YouTube? It's Trevor with Idiot's Guide to Life, and I wanted to do an update video on my 2004 Honda Civic Lx. This is definitely my ghetto automatic wannabe rice burner, and you just can't leave things alone. And I know that there's a lot of us out here that get made fun of because we obviously can't afford SIs, STIs, and GTIs, and all that crap. I got this car for basically $9,000 with 45,000 miles on it, one owner, and I bought it back in 2008, and it's 2015 now. So I was broke, poor, and barely could afford that one or this one. So, you make do with what you got. But I've been doing car audio for 16 plus years. I've actually, the last couple years, have been working as a receiving manager for a sporting goods company because car audio is just kind of a dying breed, and I don't make as much money at it as anymore. And so what I'm getting at is I like to tinker, basically. And so, like, I just wanted to kind of give an overview of, like, what I've done with my Civic. Not just car audio, because I won't even cover that, because it's just, I'll give you a rundown of what that is, but it's nothing fancy. But I really get a kick out of this car because of the crap I've done to it. And so I'll cover some things that I think is kind of funny. So here we are in the engine compartment, and I've done some just standard bolt-on modifications. Obviously did a K&N Shrot ram air intake on it. Really makes no difference. But that was the first thing I did. I did some work on a guy's boat, and he owned an auto parts store, and so I did the work on his boat, and he traded me this air intake, or got it for me. And then when I got that air intake, obviously having an air intake is kind of useless on a car because you can have all this air going into the engine, but it's got to go out somewhere. So what I did is I actually pulled the exhaust manifold that had the catalytic converter built into it and put on a bigger manifold. And this is just one of those Chinese stainless doobobbies. Really, really pretty good unit for $80 that I got off of Amazon, actually. And it worked really well. And then the next thing I did to this, and I'll show you it in a minute, but since I put a header on it, I redid the exhaust because the thing only has like 1¼ inch exhaust. There's some teeny tiny pipe. And so I had a place in Bend, Oregon called Custom Exhaust Specialties put on a full exhaust, basically a header and back exhaust on it, and went to 2½ inch pipe with a MagnaFlow muffler, and it has a resonator underneath it as well. But one thing that people might be thinking about right now too is, like, since the header had the cat in it and now there's no cat, it's, there's some issues. Well, this car in Oregon right now, we don't have EPA rules or anything like that, and so, like, I can actually have a header without a cat in it, but that'll change sooner or later. We'll have to start doing that. And I kept my original header so I can bolt it back on if I want, and it'll bolt right up to my aftermarket exhaust as well. The big reason why actually is, if you look back in my prior videos, there's a video where I talk about this manifold outlet right here on the original header kept cracking, and I've had it welded like 2 times and it still keeps cracking. And so that was kind of one of the reasons why I bought this header, because it's $80 versus spending $300 to $400 on a new header that hopefully won't crack, because there's obviously something wrong with that header because it just keeps cracking, the factory header. This head has been rebuilt and redone, so, like, it's been machined and everything, so it isn't warped, or that's not causing the header to crack. I've already checked into that. The other thing too is I did put a Taylor throttle body extension or spacer on it as well, and there's a lot of myth to them if they work or don't work, but I got it for dirt cheap, and it bolts on in like about 20 minutes of, like, me being lazy and taking my sweet time. Realistically, it's probably like a 10-minute job, but it worked out. Like, I just put it on because I got it for cheap, and I think it kind of improved my mileage a little bit, but it's hard to say because realistically I did this, the header, the exhaust, and the throttle body on at all at the same time. So, who the heck knows? It's just me being stupid, trying to make a little 1.7 single head overhead cam, try to get more poop out of it. So let's take a look at the exhaust and see what it sounds like. Okay, so I got the camera probably, I don't know, about 9 or 10 feet from the car, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of what it sounds like. And I am using a Rode VideoMic Pro, and so the audio should be pretty good on this. So I'm going to start it, and you just hear it idle for a minute, and then I will rev it a little bit, and then obviously in neutral. I'm not going to race it down the road or anything. So that's the exhaust, and I'm really pleased with it. The only thing is it does have that coffee can rattle buzz sound at high RPMs, but when you're going down the road, it really doesn't sound that bad. And being that it's an automatic, it obviously has those really long shift times and is kind of goofy sounding. But I do notice that I have a lot more speed when I'm cruising down the highway. The car can actually go a lot faster without getting on the throttle. It's not like fast off the line or anything, but it definitely is getting a lot more air with the fuel mixture, and it's not getting top loaded as much with the air intake being, what it was originally. So that's really the exhaust right there. It's not much to look at. The other thing that you kind of might have noticed is that this is lowered 2 inches. There used to be a huge gap in the wheel well. I mean, you could literally put like you could vertically put your hand in the wheel well. It's just a giant gap, and so I put on some 2-inch lowering springs by JP Enterprises, and they really ride okay for being just springs. And the back, obviously there's a lot less gap, and I got 17-inch Motegis on here, and I really like these wheels. They're pretty cool. I wish I could go with a little bit low profiler. I have some 18-inch aluminum, like kind of spoked wheels, but we're not spoked. That's actually not I don't know. I'd have to show them to you, but they're in my garage. But the problem is I put them on this car and rode them for like barely half a summer, and they were offset, and it caused the inside of the rear wheels to wear all the way down to the belts, and they went flat. So that was a huge kind of bummer for me. But other than that, I'm really pleased with this car. I like the way it looks. I wish I could make it a little bit lower, but it's wintertime and we get a lot of snow here in Oregon, so it gets any lower than this, I'll become like a permanent snowplow, and we obviously know how these little plastic bumpers don't work. And just for those of you that are curious and just kind of want to just know what I have for a car audio system, it's nothing fancy. I have all Alpine speakers, 6x9s in the back, and that's what's factory, and then 6.5 in the front, just all coaxials, no components, because I'm too lazy to modify the doors. And I have a BT955 HD Kenwood single den Bluetooth deck. I really like the deck. I like the way it looks. It's got a cool little flap over the disc slot, which I don't use, but I use a flash drive. It's dual USB front and rear, and it's got a really good crossover system in it. The subs I'm running are two 12-inch Type E's, and they're in a sealed box. And then I have an MRP 500 monoblock Alpine. No, Kenwood, sorry. Kenwood. No, it's Alpine. I have an Alpine MRP 500 underneath the seat with a 1 farad capacitor underneath it to just level out the voltage. It's not a SPL car or anything like that. Just a cool system. It sounds really good. I enjoy listening to the music while I'm driving. So that's it. You guys take care. Be safe. And I will catch you later. My neighbors are like driving. There's like 6 cars just drove up that. There's a road right there, and there's like 6 people just drove by. It freaking blows me away. And I live in the country. Like, check this out. I'll show you. This is where I live. I don't live in a town or nothing. Like, all the houses that are near me are over, football fields apart. There's a house there, and then a house way over there, and then a house way over there. No houses. All the houses are like literally almost a mile from me on that side. Then my neighbor is up that way, like maybe a football field or so, a couple 100 yards away. I don't know. So, yeah. God, I hate it. And then we got this Yahoo. I don't know if you can see that guy. See him right there? It's all blurry, but right there. He's all, I don't know what he's doing. He's just parked looking. People drive me nuts. Like, it could be an animal in our field or an animal in the field next. Oh, well. Off subject. Country living. You guys take care, be safe, and I will catch you later.